Hello, this is Trisha from Otto, and I have an antique book haul today. So these were purchased from an online estate sale, and I don't really pick up a lot of books, but these piqued my interest, um, not just because of some of the subject matter, but because of the way they looked and the size of them. And I'll show you why in just a minute. But first, I want to mention that these items, for the most part, will be available kind of as soon as you watch the video. So if you see something you're interested in, feel free to comment below. Or you can send me an email, and my email address is in the description. Otherwise, most of these will start being incorporated into my live sales. Well, actually, they kind of all will be. I'm kind of figuring out a couple I might put in special live sales. And my live sales are every Wednesday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern and Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe and click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I go live for my sales and when I put out new content like this. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Okay, so most of these, I think there were just a couple of them from the 20s that weren't quite 100 years old, but pretty much everything I'm going to show you is from about the turn of the century. A couple are from the teens, but a lot of them are from the turn of the last century. So they're over 100 years old. And I'm going to pick up this little stack first and show you kind of why these kind of piqued my interest. And decorating with kind of vintage and antique books is so fun when they are this nice small size. Now, from what I can tell, a lot of these books were either high school or, well, I think a lot of them were high school books. And if they weren't high school books, they came from the Barron family, J.C. Barron, that has a flour mill in Oakdale, Washington. Had to write it down. So you'll see some of those names, those Barron names in some of these books. And then some of them are high school reading books. But I love the way they look. They look so great together in just a little cluster when you have similar size and like the same color scheme. And so, yeah, there are some color schemes and some little sets that I saw in the batches. And I thought, oh, those are so cool to put together, tie a little string around them. You can lay them down this way for decor, or you can put them up, put a couple of cute little bookends on them, and they just add a little splash of color to your decor. Now I'm going to take a look at each one of these. So we have the Robert's Rules of Order. I will say, if you've ever been a parliamentarian, you know about the Robert's Rules of Order, how to conduct meetings and votings and stuff within kind of like a group is what it's for. Here it does say J.C. Barron. And this one is, let's see, looks like it's 1893 is the date on this one. And it's in pretty good condition. The binding is still in really nice condition on that one. Here is Reveries of a Bachelor, and look at that pretty silver on the cover. Again, the binding is in really good condition on this one. This is by another Baron. It says Reveries of a Bachelor or a Book of the Heart. And let's see, this does have the date here. Oh, does it? Does it not have the date? Oh, maybe this one does not have a date. Okay, no date on this one, but I would imagine from about the same time period. This one also has a really neat cover on it. And let's see, this is the Christian religion. And this one has, I will say, a very tight binding on it. I'm not sure this one was read too much. Let's see. The pages are a little thicker on this one also. So here is 1886, it looks like on that one. So yeah, very good condition. And Common School of Literature. This one's a little more worn. It's got really nice red there on the pages. They did a whole bunch of books. And it does have some writing in it. And this one is 1876 there. So yeah, a little more worn on this one, but I thought that was a really fun little set of 4 books that looked really great together. I've got another set of 4. These ones are all different color, but they're done by the same. So you can see they've all got that same emblem on them. The 2 in the middle are, one is green, one is kind of a teal color before we get into the blue, and then we've got the brown. So I'll start with the blue. Isn't that pretty? And it says, this one helped me down the rabbit's hole for the notes that they left on there. This is the Classic French Course in English, and it's an after-school series. And this is from, yep, it looks like 1888 on there. And the binding's still in pretty good condition. And yep, it's just a reader. This is kind of the teal colored one. And I'm not seeing any writing on this one. An outline sketch of American literature. And this one looks like 1887 on that date. This is the green one. No writing really on this one either. An outline sketch of English literature, and it's from 1886. And the binding is good on that one. And then the brown one here, Philosophy of the Plan of Salvation. And this is 1887. And the binding is good on that one. So again, that's a fun little series. Great for decorating because the fonts are kind of the same, nice complementary colors, and kind of that smaller reader style book. Okay, I'm going to go on to some children's books before I hit back into some more readers' books, like the high school readers' books. So here's the Little Bear's Adventures. And this one does have a baron's name in it and a page folded down there. But this has some beautiful graphics in it. And let's see, by Frances Margaret Fox, author of Little Bear's Ups and Downs, Little Bear and His Friends, and Little Bear's Playtime. And it looks like Little Bear's running away. This is 1923. And then I'll just show, there's the cover page, and then it's got some black and white photos in there also. And oh, here's the little bear going for a swim in the river. So yeah, so we've got, the book has all these little bears on it. And I guess somebody liked bears because here is the 17 Little Bears. This is by Laura Roundtree Smith. And this book, let's see, Property of District 101, number 221. Here is the inside with a house full of bears. This one has been read a lot. It's a little in rougher condition. And here is 1924. And it does have some writing in it. So I think this one was a well-loved, there we've got a little bit of a tear there, a well-loved book. So this one would be a good one to maybe take some copies of, do some junk journaling with, because, you know, it's in a little rougher condition. Or if you like to just like open a page and enjoy that without worrying as much about the binding on it, this is a good one for display. Okay, The Adventures of Bob White by Thornton W. Burgess. Bedtime Stories book. This one is in pretty good condition. The binding is still decent on this one. Little bit of writing. It was 15 cents at one point. Let's see. We've got a color. Oh, we've got a picture here. Not color, but it's on that nice glossy page. Let's see. It says, then he discovered the little lost Bob and talked with him. I'm not quite sure who Bob is. This is 1923. Now I'm curious. Let's see. He also did, Thornton W. Burgess did The Old Mother, West Wind. That was a bedtime stories. And yeah, so let's see if there are any. Oh, here's a picture. There's a picture right there. So Bob looks maybe like he's a quail. Then I've got, this is the Riverside Reader's third reader. Looks like somebody did some painting around this one, and this is a well-read book. Um, Here is the inside cover, and this looks to be 1911, and then it contains a lot of stories in here. So this one is in slightly rougher condition. But these were meant to be read, so you know you can't fault kids for reading these. This one's got a little tear down here. The Boys and Girls third reader. Oh, look at all these wonderful graphics in here. And this is 1923, and there's a note to the teacher. And oh, the door to Bookland. A table of contents. So kids are going to Bookland, and oh, look at all the wonderful stories in here. So yeah, this is a lot of fun. And again, meant to be read, and they were read. And this one is, oh, this is so much fun. Mary Murphy. I had to look at this one because it was so cool. And here's like Mary Murphy's little house. Does have some writing on the cover. It is in pencil, so it might come off. Again, it's in rough condition because it was read, but everybody's going to the county fair. And I just love the style of this book. Let's see, does it have a date on it? 1920, it looks like 1929 on that one. And look at this, it's all done with pictures. So they threw in the pictures to substitute some of the words on there. Oh, I love this one. All the fantastic graphics in here. So that is a fun, even though it's in rough shape, that is a fun book. Okay, so back to some books that look great together. This one's kind of a miscellaneous set, kind of the ones I was left over with. So they're kind of thrown together in a little set of four. We have Shakespeare's Hamlet, little rough, lots of writing on here, and some more writing. So again, this was obviously a school book, and we've got lots of notes in here, which is kind of fun, having handwritten notes. in here. Let me see if I can read one of those. Let's see. What is the purpose of the play within the play? And did he know her weakness? Interpret the interview between someone and Hamlet on page 124. So there's lots of notes, maybe course questions. And we've got a picture in here. And this one looks like it is, let's see, that one says 1916. Yeah, this original 1903 with some more course notes in there. And then this one says 1916 on it. And yeah, so it's just Hamlet in there. This is Henderson's Test Words in Spelling. I like the graphic on that one. And it's a thinner book and some writing on the inside. That is in pencil mostly, I think. Let's see, this says 1894. So, yep, test words. And then here it does show 1894. The binding here, you can see there's a little roughness to that, but it is an older book. And yep, it's kind of like a little dictionary, teach you how to spell and what the words mean. Here is Lake English Classics, The Ancient Mariner and the Vision of Sir Launfal. And this one's written in pen, 1914. Let's see, the publishing date of this book, though, looks like it's 1898. Let me double check that. Yep, so we've got more classics, the inside here, and then when I turn this page, I see 1898, even though it was maybe gifted to someone in 1914. And yep, so it's just a kind of small reader. First steps in scientific knowledge. Oh my goodness. Animals, plants, stones, and rocks, physics and chemistry, anatomy, and psychology. Beautiful cover on this book. And the back is plain, but the front has a nice cover to it. Ooh, blue on the inside there. This does have writing in it. And let's see, we have 1887 right there. And then, yep, 87. So, yep. Oh, this has got some graphics in it also, while it explains all the science of 1887. That actually would be kind of an interesting read, wouldn't it? Okay, so there's those little ones, kind of miscellaneous, didn't quite go with anything. So then I've got these two books that you can see. This one was read a lot, and you can see the binding is pretty loose on that one. This one is in a little better condition. I'm going to start with this one. This is Church's Story of the Iliad, and it does have some writing and a little doodle in there. This again is by Barron, so that's from the Oakdale, Washington. Let's see, this says 1911 on here, edited for school use. And oh, we've got a little presented to card in here that was used maybe as a bookmark. And no graphics in here, just the story of the Iliad. And then this one is Thackeray's Henry Osmond. And this was Oakdale High School. There we go. It was a library copy. So I would imagine, yep, it was well read. Let's see. Looks like maybe there's a little water damage on this one. Here is William Makepeace Thackeray. And this is, it looks like 1911. So it says the story of Henry Esmond Esquire, Colonel in the service of Her Majesty Queen Anne, written by himself. And then this is written by William Makepeace Thackeray. So there we go. Interesting read, I'm sure. Lots of words per page, and they are a little on the small side. So that's a fun little set that they kind of go together in the same series. Then I have another little set here. This is a book of set of 5, and these are all by the same publisher. They do have the same style on them, so I've grouped them all together. You can see they have that little square with the name of the book. So again, these look great together, just standing up, laid on their side as a riser. You can still see some of the wording on here, although a lot of it has faded. You can still see some of the wording, and on a lot of these, the binding, yep, is a little loose. There's some writing on this one. These are also belong to the barons. Here is Sir Walter Scott. And this one is Ivanhoe by Sir Walter Scott. 1901 is the date on that one. This one is The Vicar of Wakefield, a tale supposed to be written by himself by Oliver Goldsmith, and there's a picture of him in here. This is 1900. Lowell's Vision of Sir Launfal. We had that in another book. And other poems. It does say and other poems. Okay, here is James Russell Lowell. There's a picture of him. And this is 1900. And on these, yeah, these were red, and I will say the binding might be a little loose, and it does look like maybe there's some notes every once in a while written in here, like these were school books, and this one, now that one looks fairly clean, but again, the binding's just a little loose on those. Again, they were meant to be read, and so it does look like someone got a good education by reading these. That one is written in also. This one has a little tighter binding on it. Burke's speech on conciliation with America. So I'm going to guess, yes, that has something to do with England. Here's Edmund Burke. And this is 1901. And then we have Shakespeare's Macbeth. This one, the binding's a little loose on it, and we do have a torn page and some writing on here. This was also a Baron book. We've got a picture of William Shakespeare, and this is 1901. And so that's that series of 5. And I thought, again, they went great together. Now I've got 3 really big books to show. So this is Moody's Sermons. I will show that. The Great Redemption. Oh, look at how beautiful that is on the inside. This one, the binding's in pretty good condition on this one. It's it's popping up a bit, but it's still kind of tight in there. Love the style that they used in here. And let's take a look at the front here. So we've got a very fancy signature. Look at that. And that is dated 1892. So this is the Great Redemption, or Gospel Light, under the labors of Moody and Sankey. There we go, Sankey. containing the sermons, addresses, prayer meetings, talks, Bible readings, and prayers from the commencement of their labors until close of revival meetings held in the Cleveland Tabernacle during October and November of 1879, from the stenographer reports taken verbatim for the Cleveland Leader. Okay, so they had a stenographer there taking down all the words of the sermons, addresses, prayer meeting talks, Bible readings, and prayers of Moody and Sankey. Okay, so this book has a lot, and it does say 1891. And again, those readings were, or the meetings were from 1879. So it took them about 10 years to put this all together and get it published. I would imagine that there were a lot of notes. And so then it does go through and it gives a little biography of both of them. So this is W or D. L. Moody and Ira D. Sankey. And then it talks, it just follows all of their notes in here. And then it tells you a little bit about what's in each section and what page it's on. And yeah, this was, it was a library book. How about that? For those of you that love to have the little library cards in there, this was a library book. And yeah, so very interesting read on that one. Then, oh my goodness, this is quite a book. Beautiful gems of thought and sentiment. And look at that cover. Now, I would say for those of that are a little bolder, a little cleaning on this one might spruce up some of this. This one is in rough condition, I will say. Some of well, the binding has pretty much come off, and some of the pages in the front here also have come off. However, I think these are mostly, oh no, this one is okay, I got to put this down. It's a big book. I don't want to damage it. So I'm going to take this little section. Look at this. Presented to, by, and then you can fill in the date, and the 18 is already filled in for you. This is, oh gosh, trying to be so careful with the pages. Now in here, I did take a look at this book, and there are these beautiful pictures throughout the book. It is incredible, and they all have this little tissue on them. And then here is, oh, look at the font on that. Oh, that is so good. So I'm gonna put that there actually, so I don't do any more damage to it. And then I'm gonna show the pages. Yeah, I don't know if it's supposed to be that color or if that just has kind of happened. It kind of matches, so I'm not 100% sure. Oops. Let's see. This one, though, oh, here's another one of the beautiful pictures. Oh, so good. And so here is the cover. So this is, whew, here, a vast treasury. Let's see, I'll do it this way. A vast treasury of choice reproductions or choice productions in poetry, prose, and song from the literature and music of all ages. It contains captivating songs of love and romance, narratives and legends, lyrics of patriotism and adventure, poems of sentiment, religion, tragedy, and comedy, beautiful description of scenes in nature, Songs for the Fireside, Childhood and Youth. Oh, there's more. Fairy Tales and Floral Gems, Popular Melodies, Wit and Humor, Masterpieces of Eloquent Pathos, etc., etc. And oh my goodness. So the date on this one is 1890. Let me see. Here we go. And I'll show part of the contents here. So this book, let's see. Okay, I think that we are at least 650 pages in here. When we get to the back, that's what those are numbered. Let's see, when I go to the very back here. And oh yeah, we've got envelope with 3-cent stamps on it. Here's a great song called Grandmother's Chair. And oh my, let's see how many pages this is. Does that say? Oh, that's the index. Yeah, it's about 665 pages, I think, or 663 pages. It's a big book, a really big book. And yeah, it's just full of all kinds of stuff. And oh, we've got a letter. Let's see what this is. Miller's National Insurance Company. Gentlemen, complying with your request of the 29th, we enclosed within permit for the use of steam for an additional 60 days, which we trust meets your requirement. There you go. How about that? A little bit of ephemera in the book too. Okay, I've got one more book, and it is really cool. I think the cover is pretty amazing. Look at that. Story of the World's Worship. Here is the side, and the back is just plain, and all the pages have that red on them. This one's in a little better shape. Um, it does have like a little bit of wear right there. This one is, so here is the story of the world's worship. Let's see, a complete graphic and comprehensive history of the many strange reliefs, superstition practices, domestic peculiarities, sacred writings, systems of philosophy, legends and traditions, customs and habits of mankind throughout the world, ancient and modern. And yeah, it does look like this was 1901. And it does go through, from what I could tell on a quick look, um, it does like just kind of tackle all kinds of countries and what how they worship, what they believe. It doesn't have a lot of Christianity in it, but it does again have lots of what 1901 viewed as other world religions and how they worship. So I thought that was a very interesting book to get kind of a historical perspective on, again, how the world was viewed 100+ years ago. And I thought this was one of the neatest covers ever for that one. So Yeah, so I saw these books in the online auction, and I thought, you know what? Those are really neat. They've got something special about them, and I especially like the little stacks, the little colored stacks. But these bigger ones, these are big ones. That was like quite a workout holding all those up. But yeah, again, if you see something that interests you, feel free to comment below. You can make me an offer, all that good stuff. Otherwise, yeah, I will start incorporating these into my live sales again every Wednesday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern and Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.